Welcome to Titans for Life. My name is James, otherwise known as on YouTube as Big Sportsman. Thank you for joining me today. This channel itself is dedicated to the Tennessee Titans and their fan base. I ask only one thing on this channel, and that is be nice to one another. If you're a fan of another team, welcome. Come on in. We'll talk a little bit about your team. If you want to bring it up in the comments down below, I'll bring it up in the next video. And I want to give a huge shout out to Titans Rossi, Titans Upload, and the Titans Upload Network. And I want you to say a big prayer for Titan Upload. As you know, on Facebook or on YouTube, he posted that his daughter had recently had surgery, and I want to say a prayer for him and his family. Also, I want to talk about tonight, I'm going to be on with Lee Hillis on this 615 podcast. And I want to say what up to Titans in Truth. What's up, my man? And Titan Anderson. The intro is almost done. In fact, I'm supposed to be reviewing the last of it today. And as you can see that the logo on the bottom of the screen, I want to say a big old shout out to Ryrie Graphics on Fiverr for doing that. And soon you'll be seeing my intro and outro. And with that going, I want to say it's time to keep it real. Week 15. This is by far the Titans' most important game of the season because it can do a few things. First of all, we play the Steelers and we're in Pittsburgh. So that's a huge thing that we're playing in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are on a down year, but you know, as they say, the most dangerous animal is a wounded animal. The most dangerous team is a wounded team. And the Steelers are a wounded team. The Titans are getting healthier and healthier every week. And with a win for the Titans this weekend in Pittsburgh, a lot of good things can happen. In fact, there's only really good things that can happen when it comes to the Titans and the playoff picture. If the Titans win, because of a quirk of the schedule, the Colts end up playing the Patriots, and it's in Indianapolis. So if the Colts win, the Titans will move. If the Colts win and the Titans win, then the Titans will move up into first place in the AFC and the number one overall seed in the AFC. And the magic number will become 1 to clinch the AFC South. If the Colts lose to the Patriots and the Patriots come out victorious up there and the Titans win, then that means the Titans' magic number becomes 0 and we clinch the AFC South. That is how important the Steelers game is. That is how huge this game is. The only thing I wish is that it was being played here in Nashville and we could go to Nissan Stadium and cheer as loud as we can possibly cheer to really bring out the noise. But it's not. It's in Pittsburgh. Therefore, you know, we have to kind of sit at home and hope that if we yell loud enough, they can hear us all the way in Pittsburgh. That's what we need to do. We need to get on there and be loud and get out there. I want to also talk about that I am working on another video, and I'm going to be doing some analysis of how Zach Cunningham is going to be fitting within the Titans defense and what he plays like in my eyes. Now, others may have a different opinion of how he plays and what he does and how he does it, but I have my own opinion that I've started really forming over the last few days of watching extensive video going back all the way through college to kind of get a feel for what he does and how he does it. So I'll be coming out with that here pretty soon. But tonight, I'm going to at 7:30 Central, I believe it is, we're going to be on the 615 podcast with Lee Hillis. And we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. Now, if you want to watch the Patriots Colts game, which is a huge game for the Titans, if you want to watch the Patriots Colts game, that's going to be on Saturday at 7:20. I believe it's a 7:20 kickoff. It's going to be on. I believe it's going to be simulcast on NFL Network and Fox, so you can watch. You should be able to catch it on both. So check your local listings. And on Sunday, you want to check your local listings right now for the Titans-Steelers game, which is a noon game. Just keep in mind that this is a huge game, a ginormous game. I cannot emphasize how important this game is and that this defense shows up. If this defense can show up and get out there and harass the offense and literally be all over them and harass them constantly, I don't think that this offense that the Steelers has can actually move the ball that much. I think the Titans can defensively take advantage of Ben Roethlisberger getting a little slower, getting a little slower in that offense, and not able to move quite as well as he used to be able to move. So I think we should be able to take that, and he just doesn't have. It doesn't seem like his weapons are working very well at this point in the season. But on a side note of that, like I said, the Steelers game or the Steelers game plan for the Titans is essentially going to be to try to stop the run and limit what we do offensively when it comes to throwing the ball, which has been the MO of everybody that's beaten the Titans. Has been they've just kind of stop the run. Do what you can. Let these guys are going to get a few yards here or there. Don't and eliminate the big plays in the passing and make the Titans drive the field. And when they drive the field with long, huge, sustained drives, the Titans tend to have a problem with that when they get down to the shorter end of the shorter side of the field. So that is something we've got to really look out for. We're not as effective. We're not as effective once we get inside the 20 as we were earlier in the season when we had AJ Brown out there, when we had Julio Jones out there every once in a while, when we had Derrick Henry out there. He is a huge factor in all this. And speaking of Derrick Henry may be coming back very soon, as reported on both this channel and Titans Rossi's channel. That is something that is coming up very soon. And as I said before, and I will say again, look for around the 49ers game to start hearing more and more things about Derrick Henry coming back, when he's going to come back and things like that. It may not be before the Steelers or before the 49ers game, but it will be around that time that you're going to hear when there's a good likelihood of Derrick Henry returning. And I feel that sometime around there is when they're going to take him off of IR. You'll hear that he'll be designated to return somewhere around that time period. That's the goal. That is what they're aiming for. And now everybody else is jumping on the bandwagon. You can see it on every news outlet out there. But remember, it was here and on Titans Rossi's channel first that you heard about Derrick Henry returning before the end of the season. And it was me that was talking about, when I thought that my sources were saying that they believed that he would be back. And now you're hearing everyone else report about it. So that my sources were solid and strong. 2 or 3 weeks later, you hear them talk about it. So what we've got to focus on right now is the Titans defense. This last game with the Jags showed up and showed out, They were all over the place. It was like you could not. I mean, the Titans defense were all over the place. Even when the quarterback was sitting on the bench, he was scared that he was about to get hit by the Titans. That's how good they played. I mean, they played out of their minds. I mean, they hit the quarterback so much. He was on the ground so much. I thought that he had turned to grass. That's how much he was on the ground. He looked like he was grass. It's like what is he growing on the ground? He grass? Yeah. That's how many times they hit Trevor Lawrence. They hit him so much. It looked like a punching bag out there. I mean, the poor guy, I actually started feeling a little sorry for the guy because, Trevor's, for everything that I've heard about him, everything I've been told about him, he's a good guy. But daggum, he got hit so hard that his coach lost his mind after the game. Really, for real. His coach lost his mind. He went crazy. He's out of his mind. He is gone. And to be honest with you, I think that after the end of the season, you're going to see Urban Meyer be told, there's the door. You want that's the one you want to go out of right there. That one right there. Please don't let it hit you on the way out. Bye. I think that's what's going to happen. Urban Meyer, just about everybody that's ever played for him, outside of maybe a handful of players, doesn't like him. And this is how you can tell when a player doesn't want to say something bad about somebody, but at the same time doesn't really like them. They'll say, no comment, man. No, I don't want to get into that. You know, that when they won't answer the questions about Urban Meyer and how they feel about him, that is a clear indication that, hey, look, they just don't want any controversy. They don't want to say anything bad about the guy. And that's understandable. I mean, this is a that's what the NFL is, kind of about. It's about you become your own brand, and you don't want to tarnish your brand by saying something bad about someone else, which might come back and bite you. But at the same time, you when you want to say something nice about a coach or nice about someone you've worked with previously, there's absolutely no downside in saying, "Oh man, he's a great dude, man. He coaches like this is great." You don't see that with Urban Meyer. You just don't see that. So the Jags have some issues. And to be honest with you, as a Titans fan, as a Titans person, who gets up here and does this online all the time, I hope they keep him. I hope they decide, Urban Meyer, you wasn't that bad. We're going to keep you. That's just me personally. That's just how I feel. I'd love to see him come back for another 2, 3, 4 years and have Jacksonville the way they are right now. It's in disarray. But getting back on topic to the Titans in this weekend is a way that if the Titans can find a way to win this game, find a way to go out there and dominate again on defense and do enough on offense as people get more and more healthy. I'm hearing also that A.J. Brown could be back around that 49ers game. That's a target date for him. That's a target game for him to be back around that time. If we can just get there and get to those wins, then I think that we're in good shape. We've got to get this win this weekend. So I want everybody out there watching that game cheering as loud as you can. Even if you don't think anybody can hear you, cheer as loud as you can, because that energy can be there. That energy can be there for us, all right? So get out there and tighten it up. Tighten up.